Good morning, friends. This is an added segment to the new intention flow. This is a warm-up section for your core, and also we're going to work on learning how to square our hips, and also is a good stabilizer while working on your core. It is highly accessible to all levels. No props are really needed. Unless if you have sensitive knees, you can have a knee pad on top of your yoga mat like myself. If you have sensitive wrists, because we're going to be on the floors, you can also hold yourself up on your knuckles. And I will show you later too how we can do that. And without further ado, join me on the mat here. Come into all fours. You can pad your knees with your jellies or your knee pad now. If you have sensitive wrists, you can go onto your knuckles in this manner. You can keep your toes tucked for more stabilization. Really your choice. You can keep the tops of your feet flat on the mat too. I prefer to go into this. We are doing cat-cow and bird dog today, and I find that having my toes curled gives me a little bit more stabilization. Hips are directly over knees. Abs are pulled in. So even here, you're not just hanging out here, you're pulling in your abs into your ribs, in and up. Energetically push away from your mat with your finger pads while keeping a slight cup in your palms, almost like you have a baby caterpillar in there that you're trying to keep safe. If you have a tendency to hyperextend your elbows, just keep a soft bend to protect your joints. And we're going to go into movement now. So with an inhale, gently lower your belly even while you're cradling your abs in, and squeeze your shoulder blades together, almost as if they're holding a pen between them. Exhale, cat. Drop the tops of your feet into the mat. Well, this is an invitation. You can also keep your toes curled. I prefer to drop it just for more momentum. And really tuck your tailbone down to the space between your knees. Inhale, cow. Lower as you broaden your collarbones, almost as if they are coming into a smile. And keep your gaze at the top edge of your mat to prevent hyperextension of your cervical spine. People have a tendency to do this, but we want to keep the back of your neck long, spacious, and a sweet stretch. Exhale, cat. Bringing in your abs in towards your spine and rainbow arcing your spine. Inhale, cow. Bringing into mind your intention that you've set, maybe a new one today, something that you want to practice towards. Exhale, cat. Tuck in your chin to your chest. And really go for a C curve in your spine. Inhale, cow. A few more rounds in your own rhythm. Exhale, cat. As you curl in within yourself, curl in with your intention. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Maybe some spontaneous movements here if you like. Undulating like a wave for one more cycle. Exhale, cat. And your next inhale brings you back to neutral. So here, I do invite you to curl your toes for more stabilization. We're doing bird dog. Extend your right leg out and up. You can see, flex your right foot and roll your right hip down towards the mat so that your hips are square. Here, imagine that your hip bones, the bony bits, are headlights like a car, and they're both shining straight down into the mat. There's a tendency for people to roll their hips open for more stabilization, but for a deeper core engagement here, roll your right hip down, pull in your abs in, and still maintain the pressing of your finger pads into your mat, slight cup in your palms, and a slight micro bend in your elbows. And if you feel this stretch is enough, you can hang out here for one breath in. Exhale, bring your knee back down. And then we can go on to the left side. Extend your left leg back and up. I apologize, you can't really see my flex foot here. Here you go. Check to make sure that your toes are pointing directly down towards the ground. That helps automatically roll your hip down to a square position. If at this point, just keep your abs in again. And if you're looking for something more, raise your opposite hand, which would be the right hand, up and pulling straight out. So there's a long line of energy out through your fingertips and out through the soles of your feet. Inhale here, exhale back down. So you can alternate. If you have chosen the option to keep both arms down for stabilization, just alternate your legs. Up and switch over. Meanwhile, really pulling in your abs powerfully. If you're looking for some fun of stabilizing yourself too, you can go alternate arm and leg as low as you can for even more core engagement. And one final variation that I offer up to you is if you extend your leg out here, we start off with the right again. After you have stabilized your hips and squaring them, point your foot, raising your left hand out into a back bend. Inhale here, exhale, curl into yourself. Really bring your knee into your chest and tuck your chin into your chest. And we maintain in this direction for a few rounds, maybe 5 breaths or so. Inhale, exhale, curl into yourself. We bring your elbow into the sides of your body and still push away from your standing arm. So you're not dumping in this way, but really energizing through. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, curling in. 2 more rounds. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come back to all fours. And then continue on the other side. Extend your left foot back and up. Point your toes. Raise your right hand. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, curl into yourself. Bring your knee up to your chest as high as you can. Tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, back bend. Hold it, hugging in your abs. Exhale. Bring your elbow close to your body side. Push away from your standing arm. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Really broadening and throwing out your intention into the world. And coming back into your own inner space with it. One last round. Inhale. Exhale. And come back into all fours. And sit back on your heels. Maybe roll out your wrists. There's been a lot of strain on your wrists here. And this is it for this short segment. Again, this can be a standalone whenever you feel like you want to work on your core a little bit by little bit per day. I recommend that you try out these exercises for as long as you need. Maybe it's days, to really work on familiarizing yourself with your body on how to keep your hips square and pulling in abs and stabilizing yourself before you progress on. Or you can add on the warm-ups and then this video and then move on. And I will see you shortly in the next video.